All right, guys, welcome back to Big Texas Comic Con, a Big Texas Comic Con update. Hey, the crowds have been massive here. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people. Thank you for everybody for stopping by the Sweep the League table. Subscribers going up. Be sure to subscribe. We got Jerry West. We got Mike Tyson autographs. We got a whole bunch of stuff to give away. Talking to some of the fans here at Big Texas Comic Con. We're here with Ray right now. He wants to talk sports. We are a sports show. He wants to talk Big Texas Comic Con. We're going to get to a little bit here. But again, join everybody here at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center all weekend, Big Texas Comic Con. Ray, let's talk Comic Con, man. First thing first about Comic Con. Who are you here to see?
Zolo Mari Dueña. Probably butchered that name wrong right there. But Charlie Hunman, Sons of Anarchy, and then the Son of Anarchy's group, and then tomorrow I'm seeing Sting.
Sting. So where do you rank Sting wrestling wise?
Oh, that's tough. Top 10? Is that maybe I'm being a little bit biased because he just retired, But top 10, top 15. I think he's done so much in wrestling, especially in WWE. Of course, there was a whole big match where should have been him versus Undertaker. That would have been crazy. But like around that range, 10.
So I got to ask you this because you're talking wrestling, and there's a group of guys on Twitter. Shout out to you guys. You know who you are. That talk a lot of wrestling. And I started to see, I haven't followed it a whole lot like I used to, but we're starting to see Roman Reigns creep up, and now they're calling him the GOAT. How close is he to the GOAT? Because my time was Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan. I mean, Cena had one of the longest runs, if not the longest runs, if I'm not mistaken. So why is Roman Reigns being called the GOAT now?
I think it's just his reign. He was the big villain for the past couple of years. Like he was the the Thanos of the WWE. Nobody could beat him. Cody Rhodes was like the Avengers, that big lineup at Endgame, ready to take him down. The GOAT, I think, is too up there. I think he's going to be considered one of the greats. Don't get me wrong, but when you think of the GOAT, you don't think Roman Reigns. You think John Cena, Undertaker, Triple H. He's a good wrestler, but not the GOAT.
I got you. So really, my pick, Mr. Perfect, probably is not the GOAT anywhere near there at all. I love Mr. I was a big Mr. Perfect fan. Comic Con still, you've got Sting here as well. You've got the Karate Kid, Cobra Kai Saf. You got Lord of the Rings. You got Goonies even here. Everything's going here. Outside of Zolo and outside of Sting, what other person here? Are you going to buy stuff? Because Comic Cons are made for one thing, meet the celebrities, but also to basically go broke. So is there something you might go in there thinking you might want to buy?
I bought an Eddie Guerrero Funko Pop so far. Eddie's one of my personal favorite wrestlers. I'm considering getting an autograph from Zolo. It's like right 50-50 chance. But so far, everything else, I'm just looking from a distance. I'm too broke right now.
I get it. So before we go, we're going to talk some sports because you said, I want to talk a little sports. You want to talk Spurs. You got football tomorrow. Just checked a little while ago, Alabama was up on South Carolina by a point. So we'll see how that game ends. But as far as the Spurs go, obviously Victor's going into year 2. We saw his year 1, rookie of the year. Great, amazing. They added Chris Paul. They added Harrison Barnes. People are having a little bit more exciting for the Spurs. Are you going to keep it real? Or are you going to keep it homer when it comes to San Antonio?
I got to be honest. I'm going to keep it real, man. I think, honestly, my predictions is to just make the play-in. I know it's kind of short, but, we haven't been to the playoffs since, 2020 or so, around that time. Since then, we really haven't made improvements besides Victor. So having Chris Paul and Harrison, great additions, don't get me wrong. But playing is really the top option. We just won 25 games last season. Keep it real now.
I got you. So it was 22 wins last year. No worries on that. 22 wins. But to get to the play-in, you've got to get to 46, 47, roughly. Now, to get the actual playoffs, it's 51. So can you really see a 22, 24 game turnaround just by those additions?
I think so. It all comes down to Chris Paul. Look, this season we finally got a point guard, right? Chris Paul coming in. He's also kind of old and injury prone, which is a huge, huge factor. But I do believe he could stay consistent throughout the season. And just Harrison Barnes having another vet. We saw what he did with the Warriors in that dynasty. You want him to play defense, he can play defense. You want him to shoot the ball, he can shoot the ball. So I think having those additions, and then not to mention Stephon Castle, 17 points this past game. Great defender. Offense is not the best, but he's going to slowly improve. You got Chris Paul in the lineup. So I do think they could do that improvement.
So I got him improving a little bit. I think I've got him maybe max 30 wins. I mean, still not making the play-in, not making the playoffs, but any improvement off of 22 wins last year is a good thing. I've been saying it on the show. When it comes to the Western Conference, I have them second worst or third worst in the Western Conference. Just keeping it real like we always do at Sweep the League. But NFL talk. Cowboy fan?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry for you. I feel sorry for you as a Cowboy fan because you're running into the biggest part of the Cowboy schedule. You got the Lions, you've got Eagles. I mean, you've got a massive schedule coming up. Can they make the playoffs, man?
I think this is a season they're not going to make the playoffs. Jerry talked about going all in this season, and besides signing Eric Kendricks, he really didn't do much this offseason. We could have had Derrick Henry, which would have been a huge running back. Instead, we went back to Zeke, who we don't even use as much. CeeDee Lamb and that whole situation, he's barely getting back. Teams are going to start doubling him because we don't have Brandon Cooks for a good while. Jalen Tolbert's probably going to be popping off for like 2 big games, but other than that, this is a season we're probably going to end up 9-8 or how many games is it? 17? 17? 9-8, probably that much. It'll be like a couple years ago where it was like last game of the season is who determines who's in and who's out. That's how I see it.
I got you. Big game tomorrow, too, with the Detroit Lions. And, Coach Gio, who's a host on the show as well, he picked the Cowboys not to make the playoffs. I mean, me and Derek Gervin were calling him, basically a moron. I said, you're crazy. They're going to make it. Coach Gio tends to know something. So we are talking to Ray here at Big Texas Comic-Con. It's not too late to get here. They close the doors at 7 o'clock today is when it's over. But if you can't get here today, get here tomorrow. It's from 10 to 6, I believe, tomorrow. You can come out, enjoy us here. You can run into Ray as well. You want to come do an interview with Sweep the League, come do an interview with Sweep the League here. Ray, I appreciate you joining us here, man. So, hey, guys, we're going to Sweep the League again later, but until we do, we'll see you later, Knuckleheads.
You are watching Sweep the League TV. Shout out to Rudy, Coach Gio, and Derek Gervin. Keep going, guys.
Shout out to SOTV and STL Music. I love the music, and hell yes, they paid me to say it. Commercials are not free, honey. Did you share our YouTube yet? Why not? Go watch Sweep the League TV right now and support my guys. Rudy, Coach Gio, Derek, and crew only talk sports and have fun. They don't have any bad vibes, just amazing fans. We love everyone.
One. Well, as you guys can tell, Derek Gervin doesn't miss anything. If you don't want to miss anything as well, go to YouTube. Search at Sweep the League TV. Be a subscriber today. We're giving away a bunch of prizes and stuff. Be a subscriber today so you don't miss, just like Derek never misses. Subscribe to Sweep the League.